Ahoy VC, welcome to the Personal Oasis. This is the Blind Island. I'm your host Isaac, and today we're going to be doing another album review. Now, this album review is actually a follow-up on my most recent video, Vinyl Finds of September Part 1. And if you haven't checked that one out, go ahead and check out the video on my channel. And this one is actually a album that was mentioned the most out of all the comments. It seemed like it was the one that people were gravitating towards, and it was a very interesting record, a very different sounding album. And that one, of course, is the Pizazz, Where Have Our Manners Gone? Now, I tried to look up some information on this album and this group, and I could find very little information. It seems that they have now gone defunct. They came out with a few albums. This was, I believe, their second record, and their third one came out on Burger Records, and it is for sale on Discogs, very cheap, but it definitely goes away from the sound on this album, has more of a garage punk sound, power pop, but still good, and I probably will still purchase it. And you can find that only streaming on a radio service. All of their music is incredibly difficult to come across. This album only had 500 pressings available, and each one of them is housed in a reused dollar bin record. The one that they did is they put everything collage style, and this particular one has a Guy Lombardo and his Royal Canadian sleeve, and they just took pieces of magazines and pictures and pasted over them. And I can tell you that the music within sounds just as schizophrenic, strange, and psychedelic as the album cover itself. This is one of the most interesting albums I've heard of 2020, and it was released, I think, in 2011. I love the interesting, different psychedelic and punk sounds that are available on here. It's like if the garage scene met the psychedelic scene and the grunge scene all together. There are many groups that come to mind when I try and describe the music. I would say that Pink Floyd, Syd Barrett era, and the Kinks are probably the closest as far as the psychedelic sounds are concerned, though flourishes of the organ are also introduced in a couple of the songs, which brings to mind groups like the Zombies and the Doors. Newer groups that come into mind while thinking of their sound are Car Seat Headrest, especially Teens of Denial and Teens of Style. And then another group that I'm also thinking of is Violent Femmes, especially with the adolescent lyrics that are found on here. Everything is right at the surface. It is a little bit snot-nosed and bratty. I love that sensibility though, and everything on here just has a do-it-yourself type of feeling. Very interesting and enjoyable. I think that many people who enjoy that style of music are going to find a lot to love here. If I had some criticism, again, its greatest strength is its greatest weakness and its diversity and oddities. I believe that it's very much like a tossed salad. I usually enjoy my albums to have some sort of meta-narrative arc, climaxing, denouement, and falling with the last song, maybe having a small climax at the end for the last tune. But this song, it does well with keeping everything in a basket with the first and last track, but everything else is a tossed salad. Very mixed ideas, and sometimes doesn't lend to a very smooth listening experience. However, that detractor is also a part of its main charm. It has constantly new ideas that are being thrown at you, and just something that is a very different style and taste for every single track, and I really enjoy that. The lyrics on here also are either going to make you smile or wince, depending on whether you're willing to put yourself in the singer's shoes. The lyrics on here kind of remind me of The Catcher in the Rye, a teenager who is on the brink of becoming an adult and doesn't know quite how he feels about it yet. And from my understanding, this group was incredibly young when they cut this record, and the fact that they are so honest and true and in your face is a part of the charm that makes this an endearing listen. I think that this is a fantastic album, and unfortunately you cannot find this to be streamed anywhere, not even on YouTube. So later today I will be posting this album in its entirety so that people can finally hear all of the wonderful music that is to be had on here. I would say, as far as stuff that would be I really would encourage people to listen to is Conversation, track 4, Zombie Lullaby, and Poor Monkey. Great tunes all around, and I'm gonna have to give this one a 4.5 out of 5. There are too many criticisms for me to give it a perfect 5, and again, this is purely based on my listening experience, but this is going in one of my top vinyl finds of the year. What a gem, absolutely incredible. I don't know if you can find a copy of this. I was lucky to come across this. It looks like on Discogs the last time this album was sold was back in 2015. So who knows what's going on with the other 500 copies that are floating out there. Maybe they're in a box under a bed someplace. But go and listen to my upload that will be up tonight. Let me know what you think of this album, and if you would like to see a different physical release of it, because I think it would be fantastic if this group kind of had a revival or a resurgence. Let me know what you think of the album below, and yeah, just thank you so much, you guys, for watching this review, and I hope that you guys have a great day on your own personal oasis. Cheers.